Do we want to start with this story you just emailed us? Because
what do you got?
I don't really want to touch that.
I bet you don't want to touch it. I've heard a lot of things in my days. I've heard a lot about different athletes trying different things to get an edge. I've heard a lot of stuff about doping. This might be a new one. Sharky, I'd like to get your reaction real time.
Oh my God.
This is from the New York Times.
This is gross.
Reports have surfaced, Winter Olympics, opening ceremony tomorrow. Reports have surfaced alleging that ski jumpers are injecting their penises with some kind of acid so they can fly farther. World Anti-Doping has vowed to investigate. More at 11.
How?
Why?
How?
Why?
I mean, are we going to get into physics? Are we going to get into chemistry? Are we going to get into anatomy? Are we getting into...
It's all three, but...
We need a doctor to call. 936-62.
What does hyaluronic acid do?
Wow. Of all...
I didn't see this coming.
What I start thinking of as soon as I see this, to your point, Arash, how many things don't we know about in the sporting world?
And think about every little edge that everybody's looking to get along the way. And, I mean, look, one of the biggest kind of cover-ups in Olympic history when it came to doping, we think things can be elaborate. We think that they're so clandestine and they're so, complicated. In Sochi in 2014, a whistleblower came out and said in the doping room where they just kept the samples, there was a bookcase in the room. They just had a hole behind the bookcase, and somebody was just slipping the dirty urine samples through the hole in the bookcase, and then they're just bringing clean samples back. And that was how elaborate it got 12 years ago.
Sounds like how I get my beers at a speakeasy.
There you go.
Jeez.
Oh, man.
I can't figure this one out. I'm going to have to...
It's a natural water-binding sugar produced by the body, crucial for moisturizing skin, lubricating joints, and maintaining eye health.
Jeez.
It retains over 1,000 times its weight in water, providing hydration, plumping skin, and supporting wound healing.
We got dry ribs and chicken fingers here.
Yeah, how's that going to help you fly? Are they hoping that the midsection becomes larger and gives them more uplift? Like what? Trying to...
You can let's follow the story. We'll see where it goes. How about Braden Point in the news and Seth Jarvis? We started the show. We even had a couple of callers on. Who would be the good fit? Who would be a nice fit if Braden Point can't go? Well, it came down. Seth Jarvis is getting the call.
What did Mark Scheifele do to somebody that he's just not being
injected? I don't know.
Yeah, hyaluronic acid issues. Yeah,
right.
Well, I thought Hyman might be in play.
Right. Especially to team up with McDavid, et cetera. I wonder if there's going to be anybody, I don't know when the actual roster deadline is, because once the tournament starts, whatever the on the sheet that you provide, that's all you're able to do. And I think you have 2 or 3 alternates outside of your active roster, and then that's it. So speaking of 2014, I think PK Subban only played 1 game for Canada. He was one of the alternates, but they couldn't add anybody new once John Tavares broke his leg, either in a practice or in a game. That's it. So when you submit that form to the IIHF and the IOC, nothing more you can do. So I'm assuming it's happening this weekend.
That's what I read. Nobody extra is going to be brought on the plane.
Yeah.
You're either in or you're not going. Yeah.
Right.
Which would, I guess that kind of makes sense. Let's keep her going with Olympics. So many Canadian storylines. Mark McMorris, Sasky boy, crashes yesterday. Sounds like he's going to be okay. Still going to compete in the next event.
He's missing Big Air. He'll go
tonight. Yeah, he's not going tonight. Sounds like a conky.
So qualification for Big Air was tonight. He's hoping to still compete in the slope style. Now, the slope style doesn't even begin until the 16th of February, something like that. So still 10 or 11 days away. Wow. Some of my people who have a little bit of information on this tell me they believe it's a concussion for McMorris. Now, I'm not reporting that or anything like that. That's what they suspect happened. I mean, he was taken off in a stretcher, very precautionary, looked very very scary, freak accident, all those kinds of things. But that was a pretty hard fall. Like Big Air guys, they go down a 50-meter high hill built on a scaffold. Like there's not a lot of There's not a lot of room for error here.
Can't bail.
When things go,
can't lock
when
up
the acid doesn't down. Kick in.
Yeah. Your time's covering the Olympics and all that. My algorithm knows I'm always up for watching a Lindsey Vonn video. She was doing squats today with a knee brace on, getting ready. The worst nightmare ever. Mark McMorris, doesn't matter who, getting injured. Braden Point, getting the call or having to make the decision of not being able to compete, especially the athletes that have trained 4 years, their whole lives, whatever,
coming back
to go to the Olympics. Or Ash, I can't fathom.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, here's the thing about the NHLers. I'm sorry, I have no sympathy, really. I get you wanted to play, I get it's a big deal, etc. You're a professional athlete. You have, for the rest of them, for the amateurs, this is something they've worked towards their entire life. For Lindsey Vonn, this is her last one. This is her last kick at the can, and it sounds like it's an ACL. And here she is doing all these squats, the rest. There was I believe it was in Switzerland, there was a prelim race. A bunch of them had nasty crashes. But this is your nightmare. This is your nightmare that in the lead up to, you've kind of built everything up to how are we going to get ourselves ready? What's the best ramp up period, et cetera, be in optimal shape, mentally, physically, hydration, you name it. And then boom. Just like that, sideways.
Yeah. Norovirus.
Norovirus.
Wipe out your whole team.
Yeah, what happened like that? How would it be going down at the Olympic Village or where this...
They could have got it anywhere.
Where this Finnish team is? No, just now.
Yeah.
Like everyone's going to be on eggshells.
They'll be locked in. They'll be locked down.
But this is an issue now, guys, because look, we joked about all the issues with the Olympic hockey arena. Here's the thing. Those dressing rooms, teams don't have their dressing room the entire time. They get it for, half a day. They come in, then the next team comes in, then the next team comes in. You're in the Olympic Village, you're sharing facilities with people. You're in those arenas, You're in the practice areas, you're in the cafeterias. Once stuff starts to spread, then it gets, like I remember, 10 or so years ago, the mumps started going around NHL dressing rooms. And some teams were getting it, and they just, no matter what they did to clean stuff out, they couldn't. I get that they've bumped this game now, Canada-Finland, a week, but this is something to pay attention to. And the fact that Bill Daly from the NHL spoke out about it today, I think this is something that the medical teams for a lot of the federations, including the Canadian Olympic Committee, are really going to be keeping an eye on.
You ever been to opening ceremonies? And if you have, what's that like?
I have. It's one of the coolest things, guys. I've been very fortunate. I've got to do a bunch of things. I remember walking towards Olympic Stadium, the first Olympics ever covered, London 2012. And just the 500-meter walk, 800-meter walk towards the stadium, I'm like the knees kind of went weak. I'm like, this is one of the coolest experiences of my life. Like, I get to go in there tonight. And then, now imagine being an athlete or a coach, right? And so at some point along the way, because it's a spectacle, like the world is watching. It is a show. It is all of it. And I remember towards the end of those Olympics talking to this archer for Canada. His name was Crispin Duenas, a guy I never would have talked to otherwise. But I saw him at Canada Olympic House or something like that. And we were talking about the opening ceremony. And he said, dude, I'm in my early mid-20s. that was probably the coolest day of my life and the most important day of my life. I'm like, yeah, of course. He said, it wasn't just the fact that I got to walk out with Team Canada. I've been applying to get into graduate school at U of T and do a real specific program. And while we're in the holding area before we came out for the opening ceremony, I got a call from the dean of that department saying I'd been accepted. So it's just amazing how sometimes things work out. The cool part, too, of the opening ceremony, I know the NHLers won't be there. Kobe always talked about this. He's like, at an opening ceremony, at an Olympics, you're not part of USA basketball. You are part of Team USA. I remember Mike Babcock in Sochi, on an off night, he said, we went to ice dance or figure skating or something one night just to relax. He said, I was a nervous wreck the entire time. Like, everybody starts buying in to being part of Team Canada, Team USA, whatever your country is, and that's pretty neat.
That's really cool. What a cool story, Arash. It's a cool story day today, by the way.
There you go. That's what the Olympics are all about, Sharky.
Yeah.
Jeffrey on YouTube doesn't believe any of them, though. Tinfoil hat guy.
Is that Jeffrey from Calgary?
Yeah, he loves you.
Still trying to figure out the moon landing.
Wants to buy you some the moon landing. Why is the flag
have the stamps too in the Grey Cup, Jeffrey?
blowing? Flag should be limp on the moon. I don't know. I've never been there. CFLs. Let's go there then. Winton McManus leaves Argos. Boom. Just go across the road over to the Tiger Cats.
This is such a Hamilton move where they just pay big money to damaged goods. A dude who's past his prime, on the decline, missed a third of the season last year due to injury, and they think just because they're bringing him in, he's going to be an impact player and rewind the clock 5 years. I don't know how many times the Tiger Cats have done this. I don't know how many times it's blown up in their face and they don't learn their lesson. This is not a Kenny Lawler situation. This is not a Bo situation. This is something else. And to pay him top dollar for linebacker guys makes no sense to me.
Well, that's what they're going on, is what they did with Lawler and Bo. They can rejuvenate. There's a fountain of youth in Hamilton. They can bring anybody in and they can get some mileage out of them that nobody else saw.
Except Kenny was playing at a high level, Sharky, the entire
I don't disagree.
Year or two before, and McManus. Yep. I remember a GM once talking about Story. This was the line that just made my head explode, and I'll never forget it. An old GM once said to me, he said, you know what the difference between an injured player and a terrible player is? And I'm like, no. He said, nothing. Because neither are of any use to me.
That's cool.
I'm like, whoa, that's pro sports.
Yeah.
So if Mr. McManus might be an elite player, I'm not disputing that. But if he can't be on the field, what good is he going to be?
Yeah.
We talked about Marc-Antoine Dequoy the other day, his retirement from the Alouettes. I heard, though, that you don't think his football career may necessarily be over.
Because this is the show that discusses flag football more than anybody and better than anybody going, my prediction is that free safety Marc-Antoine Dequoy ends up being Canada's top pass rusher at the LA 2028 Olympics. He is fast. He's fast. He's rangy. He's athletic, and he's long. He's got wide arms. He can get to the quarterback. He's got a motor, and he can fly. And so when you think about what getting after the quarterback means in flag football, the former 24 in Montreal makes a ton of sense to be the one to do that. If he's going to keep himself in shape, if he wants to do it, if he wants to continue to go for another couple of years into the Olympics.
I like it. I like the prediction. I think it's very valid.
Okay,
valid.
Let's talk Super Bowl.
Yeah.
New England needs to do what to win this game?
They need to run the ball. They need to have success running the football. They need to, in basketball terms, they need to take the air out of the basketball. They need to just have long, sustained drives. They need to keep the Seahawks defense on the field. the lower the score, the better the advantage for the Patriots. I don't want to get too into the weeds on, advanced stats, whatever, but 1-2 in the NFL in yards per carry to the weak side this year, Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson. So the Patriots can do it. Will they be committed to it? Will they have success with it? That to me becomes the question.
Do the Seahawks not have the best run defense in the National Football League?
Yeah.
So it's might against might.
Sure.
Run the screen. Run the screen. Run the quarterback.
Run the quarterback. Like, to me, Drake May can win this game as much with his legs as he can with his arm. And then if you start establishing Drake May as a runner, then when he's running out bootlegs and the rest, then that can really extend the passing game. Outside of Diggs, like Diggs has got to have a huge game, doesn't he, Barney? Like that's the guy.
It's a wishbone offense. That's what they're going to.
No, I think I wouldn't. The other thing that I wouldn't count out is the Patriots doing what the Patriots have always done, and in the back of my mind, and watch out for some two tight end stuff.
Yeah.
Right? You got to throw something at them they're not expecting. What do you think about the Seahawks safety? Is it Nick Amenworry? It sounds like I saw a video of him walking out of a vehicle last night, and he looks like he's 75, and he just curled in a bonspiel for the first time in 15 years. Like, he looked like he could barely walk.
They say he's going to be good to go. I mean,
they're going to shoot him up with things in areas. Yeah.
Right. There's a lot of acid going in a lot of different places. But everybody's lying now, right? Like, now it's game time decisions. They've already made all their decisions.
Yeah, there's no surprises now. They know what they're doing.
Is it time then? Is it time for your prediction? Or do you got anything else in the Super Bowl you want to talk about?
The one thing I will say is that I think what Sam Darnold showed in the NFC Championship game, like, all 3 touchdowns came in the face of pressure. And I know he had a lot of turnovers when under, facing the Heat this season. But I think Sam Darnold can deal with the pressure fine. I think that New England needs to find different ways of going about it. I think that's a big part of this game.
Do you see blitzes coming out of the secondary? Is that what you see?
I think they have to. I think they have to just, Sharky, I think they just have to keep mixing it up, man. I really do. Like, it just can't be the same thing. Like, it's got to be from all over. And look, if there's somebody who's going to be exotic, it's Vrabel. Like, Vrabel doesn't care. Like, no. It's
house money.
He's not shy. Yeah.
It's the house money. You're not supposed to be here. That whole. That's right. And don't get me wrong. That guy's been to a number. McDaniels has got a number of rings too. They are going in it saying, we're winning this game. This is how we're going to win it. The outside noise, though, to the team, boys, play loose. Play loose.
You're not supposed to be here.
We're not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I don't know. I've surprisingly never played in a Super Bowl, but that's how I think they would go about it.
You weren't?
You didn't have the acid.
You paid $4,000 to go. Yeah.
What sprinkle do you like for Sunday?
I like, well, I mean, this is very sprinkly. Pick 6 in the game pays like 40-1.
Okay.
75+ yard touchdown pays around the same.
Okay.
Will there be a pick 6 in the game that pays plus 550? I think that the one I really liked, and I didn't get in on it before the AFC Championship game, was Christian Gonzalez Super Bowl MVP. Like, this is before the Denver game. Paid 120-1. Now, I know what I just said about Sam Darnold, but if there's a pick or a pick six, like he's their best ball hawk, like that to me is intriguing. So yeah, and all the Patriots rushing overs. All the Patriots rushing overs.
Okay.
All right. I've
got to go to an app. Just give me a minute.
Look at those tight ends. Anytime touchdown, maybe.
Like old Hunter Henry in your life. Hunter Henry's
Henry. Don't sleep on Hooper. So good. 2 days away. 3 days away.
Will you be out cavorting, celebrating the Super Bowl somewhere, or relaxing at home with Western Pizza?
I think I'll just be laying low.
Texting
it's a weird
me
one.
if
I'm
it's
usually
bad.
there, so I'm just gonna, be in sweats this time. So
Yeah. I might be at Silver Heights still to be. If we get some bad weather, and we get some bad weather, and I can't make it back from Winnipeg Sunday,
It happens.
I'll send you a screenshot.
there are a lot worse places to be than Silver Heights or Super Bowl.
Absolutely on Portage.
The Red
Here
Bar
we
in
go.
Moosomin would be
Watch. I'll go in. It'll be full of Seahawk fans.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna need some muscle. Brian Munns. I have to call up Munsey. Ken Weeb's out of town. Kenny Weeb's out of town.
Ken Weave's not your muscle.
I've tried to get Brian Munns' son to become a Vikings fan all these years. I don't know if I've succeeded or not. He's a Steph Curry guy.
Keep working.
All right. I'll text you on Sunday.
I look forward to
See how it all goes. I really
Bowl.
like that pick six bet. I might hit that
too.
myself.
Yeah. I never thought of that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yep.
Okay. See you, bud. Talk to you next week.
Thanks, man.
You got it.